Now, if you want to create more speed through the golf ball at the bottom of your golf swing, you've got to do two things, one technical thing and one non-technical thing. So the technical move is you have to have good lead side extension going through the golf shot. So you need to extend that lead side, snap that left leg, and that's going to help propel that club going through the golf ball. The second thing you've got to do is change the intent in where you're putting that speed. So a lot of you, when you're trying to hit the ball longer, you are having your intent of the fastest part of your golf swing in the downswing, whether it's starting it or mid downswing. Now, if you have that intent of swinging your absolute fastest post impact, so after you've already hit it, that little bit of that delayed effect of you with that intent is going to deliver that speed into the golf ball, and it's absolutely awesome. So let's dive into that lead side extension. This is incredibly important. This is one of the main key movement patterns we do in the downswing. This is your extension portion. We have extension, rotation, and lateral movement. So the extension is the pushing out of the ground movement. Imagine a vertical jumper, them jumping, extension. So this is where we see guys like Bubba Watson do this to an extreme, where you'll see him physically jumping, coming out the ground. You'll see this with long drive professionals. As they're coming through the shot, their back foot fires backwards as they're pushing so hard out the ground. We don't have to do it to that extent. We just have to learn to start to do it. So with driver, that extension movement happens around mid downswing for most players. So really from left arm parallel is when that lead side, left leg, starts to straighten. So what that does in that straightening effect, yes, it gets that force pushing back out the ground again. So that's that speed coming out the bottom, but also it's getting that left side to start to move up. It's not only that left leg that extends, the whole left side gets straighter, which pulls that left shoulder up, but it also pulls it around as well. So it helps with that last minute rotation going through the shot, which will also help propel the club through the golf ball. So by doing that, going from left arm parallel, going down from here, trying to really straighten out that left leg, it's going to gradually do that from there all the way through the shot, creating these really whippy feelings through that golf ball. That whipping sensation is what you'll get from this. So let's say we keep the leg really flexed and do the opposite, keeping that left leg bent all the way through the shot. You won't be able to even become close to the potential of speed you could develop going through the golf ball if you do that. That vertical extension is the biggest speed producer in the golf swing. So we really need to utilize it. And I know a lot of you guys at times can be resistant to it because of the old adage of if you want to hit the ball and create more speed through the ball, a lot of you just try to do it purely through hand speed going through there. Now, absolutely, that used to be taught massively. I used to be taught it back in the day as well. But that's where a lot of the adage of getting longer but getting more wayward comes from, is because a lot of the speed that players used to try to utilize was just with the hands through the golf ball. But we know, okay, what's that going to do to the club face? That's going to massively close it down. It's not going to be consistent, especially if we have more of a modern square club face, matching the spine, tracing the arc. We can't do that because then we're just going to hit it way left. We'd have to have the club face open to do it and rely heavily on timing through the golf ball. Does that move create speed? Yeah, it does create a decent amount of speed. But if you're moving your body properly with the good extension going through the downswing, you would actually develop far more efficient speed. So more speed in general, straighter speed, because it's not going to have a negative effect on this by doing the body movement properly. So my favorite drill to do with this is just to grab an alignment stick, and what you do with the alignment stick, you put it just outside the trail foot. So you also put it on the toe line. Now what we do here, we want to have this stick drag along the ground but elevate as you get to where a drive the ball position would be, but we're not doing any of that with the arms. You extending the left side straight away, and that left side extension is the thing that is moving this stick. You doing that, you can really create some big speed doing it. So if you really try to ramp up the speed trying to do that by just extending the left side, dragging this stick and then elevating up, you can really feel that nice whippy speed at the appropriate time. So you can imagine if you rep that out big time, and then you had that feeling into the golf ball, but then paired that with trying to make this part here, the fastest part of the golf swing, post impact, you're going to be hitting way longer drives by just one little technique change and one intent change. So after doing those, let me make the fastest point of my swing after the ball. And let's get through it and start extending that left side. And doing that is really going to help me create way more speed at the bottom of my golf swing. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So if you want to create more speed, extend that lead side and make that intent, the fastest part, post impact.